Good morning once again, everybody. So, we are going to talk about how to improve advertising. All right, now this is strictly businessy. Okay. Contextual synergies. Showing people an ad is not just on its own effective. All right. You have to, at least when you think about television infiltration, when you think about general media infiltration, people who are mm, people who are lonely, for instance, if you let's say you wanted to put your ad on anything, all right, you were just going, the shotgun approach with it. If you go and you put your ad just anywhere, the effectiveness is not exactly going to be on point. If you perhaps, let's say you have an ad that focuses specifically on the defining factors of something, things that make an item or a service unique. When do you want to deploy that? What kind of media do you want to deploy that on? Romantic comedies. I'm not even kidding. Romantic comedies, people who are lonely, people who are looking for their, soulmates, whatever. They're focusing on individual factors, not for the product specifically that you're going to show them, but they're looking for things to differentiate themselves from everybody else. This is the thing, human beings occupy two roles, all right? Sometimes we want to be individuals that are, completely different from the crowd. Sometimes we want to fit in with the crowd, generally more protection based, all right? If you're one sheep in a flock of sheep, you're probably you have less likely chance of getting eaten by the wolves. Okay, you just got to be a faster sheep than the last sheep. Okay, if you focus on if you have an ad that is focused on individuating factors or just singular factors that set a product or service apart from the competition, that goes really well for those kind of domains, the hopeless romantics. Okay. Alternatively, you can apply to the group. Let's say you have an ad that's focusing on the fact that you have an item that's the best selling item, the number one selling XYZ in America or Europe or whatever fucking country you're advertising in. You want to put that ad, ideally, with a horror movie. All right, you want to put it with a horror movie. You want to put it with action movies that are big in just raw, unadulterated carnage, and it will perform better because people will. Again, this is synergies. Oh, God help me! I have to fucking use that word. Sorry, it's thing. I hate most of the corporate bullshit, BS lingo. It fucking disgusts me. But I'm just let that be as it is. If you focus on the whole, ads that focus on being the best seller, ads that focus on being the number one rated that everybody's a part of, if you attach that to a horror movie or an action movie or something that has any kind of threat of force, violence, action, any of that shit, you want to put that ad on something like that. All right, because people are naturally into the collective mindset when it comes to that. Okay, when it comes to threat of any kind, people want to bunch up. Okay. That's where that ad's going to be more effective. All right. How else do you improve effectiveness? Focus on the you. Okay. Millions of Americans say, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But we have a great product for you is a lot different from you are going to love this product. You may have thought before that it was impossible to outdo XYZ. Be prepared to be proven wrong. Watch this. You're going to love my nuts. Literally. Personalization. All right. Focusing. The ad that focuses on the you is the more successful ad, just right out of pocket. How else do you improve efficiency? This one's going to be more controversial. Don't piss people off. Don't create ads specifically to annoy the shit out of people. All right. Getting eyes and attention is important, but you want to get it in the right ways. Mystery. One of the things that gets people's minds to stick is if you focus on mystery, you give them you give them a tie in, all right, and you develop just a real quick, short narrative that kind of hooks them, and then you pull a Sopranos, all right, where you just fade to black. You never give them the answer, you never give them the secret. You roll with that mystery and overall memory retention of the ad and every part of it, it sticks. That's another good way to do it. Good Lord, there are countless ways. But I'm going to end it here. It's been about 7 minutes. I should give you a general idea where to start. I am still very much pro teaming up with the creators. All right, because normal advertising methods are kind of failing, especially like web based. God help us all. If you're trying to do web based advertising whilst AI is killing search, say it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. When you get more results overall when you actually reasonably team up with content creators. When it comes to major ad platforms, all right, I'm not going to say their names because God knows they might get offended, but most of the major ad platforms just fucking suck now. They suck now. They're spending too much time doing MK Ultra level mindfuck. All right, mindfuck programs to screw with their own user bases, mine their data, and just turn that into profit. Be decent. Fundamentally, be decent. With that, I'll end it here. This has been Michael from Spades Consulting. If you found me, you probably don't need to stop by the site, but www.spadesconsulting.com for personal or business advice. If you're interested in written content, maybe you are. Check out the Substack. If you appreciate the video, like, favorite, sub, share, do all the things, leave a comment, ask questions, I will answer them. And that covers it. I'll see you guys next time.